All right, team C164, you have 2 circuits running simultaneously with 4 exercises. You are going to start, this timing starts easy. You got 5 rounds. Timing starts slower, not slower, but less time. Then you're going to build up, and then you're going to build back down again. So you start at 25, then you go to 30, then you go to 40, then you go to 30, and then you go to 25. So you start shorter, work up, and then come back down again. There is a 60-second rest in between circuits, and again, you only have 2 circuits. They're running simultaneously, so that's a pretty simple layout, pretty simple workout. C164. Next, it's going to be the windmill, and you're going to do the right side. So, right side, right arm, whatever you want to do, however you want to work this. We'll start, we'll say it's the right arm up, and we're coming down. We're going to say it's the left arm up, and we're coming down the right leg. Okay, so when you do this, you're going to try, first of all, most people are going to be in the bottom loaded position. So what you're going to demonstrate is 90 degrees with the foot. You're in a wide stance. You're coming out at about a 30-degree angle there. This stays locked. You're going to try to keep that leg straight. Arm comes up, dumbbell comes down. Now, notice I'm not bending forward when I do this. I'm simply twisting at the hip. Again, you don't need to do a lot of weight here, and most people are going to do bottom loaded. You want a little bit more, go top loaded. Again, you're bending at the hips. This is a very difficult exercise for a lot of people, and they can hurt themselves very easily. So make sure that all the beginners should be going very, very light, and they should be going bottom loaded. Only the advanced people are going to go top loaded, and don't have anybody go above an 8-kilogram kettlebell, because most people will get injured if they do that. It works some very tiny muscles, stabilizing muscles. Is the burpee to box jump. So what you're going to do, again, for the beginner, they're simply going to do a burpee. Just like this, okay? There is no box jump, okay? Simply a burpee. For most people, it's going to look something like this. They're going to come down, do a burpee, and then they're going to come up here, and they're going to step up, okay? Now, they want a little bit more out of that, come back, and they hop up, step down. You want a little bit more out of that. Okay, it's all about speed. It's all it comes down to, but you don't want somebody who's not capable of that speed doing that speed, because they'll end up head first into the mirrors. Or the wrong size box height. You don't have to go crazy on the box height. Trust me, that is hard enough. Only the very advanced people need to use the bigger box. That's why you're going to want to have another setup over here, because we need to have at least 4 stations, 4 people, and these big boxes is going to probably be a bit much for most of our members. Okay, so you have another station over here, and you're going to put some risers underneath that one. Next, it's going to be the windmill, and you're going to do the right side. So, right side, right arm, whatever you want to do, however you want to work this. We'll start, we'll say it's the right arm up, and we're coming down. We're going to say it's the left arm up, and we're coming down the right leg. Okay, so when you do this, you're going to try, first of all, most people are going to be in the bottom loaded position. So what you're going to demonstrate is 90 degrees with the foot. You're in a wide stance. You're coming out at about a 30-degree angle there. This stays locked. You're going to try to keep that leg straight. Arm comes up, dumbbell comes down. Now, notice I'm not bending forward when I do this. I'm simply twisting at the hip. Again, you don't need to do a lot of weight here, and most people are going to do bottom loaded. You want a little bit more, go top loaded. Again, you're bending at the hips. This is a very difficult exercise for a lot of people, and they can hurt themselves very easily. So make sure that all the beginners should be going very, very light, and they should be going bottom loaded. Only the advanced people are going to go top loaded, and don't have anybody go above an 8-kilogram kettlebell, because most people will get injured if they do that. It works some very tiny muscles, stabilizing muscles. All right, the kettlebell swing. The key on the kettlebell swing is to try to keep the chest up. You're going to have that chest fall a little bit, but you're really primarily functioning on a hip swing. So it is a swing, a hip thrust.
the thing about this exercise is you work the entire body. You're working your upper body, your lower body, you work everything. But the primary function here is a hip thrust. That's where you're getting the power from. You still have to engage the back and the shoulders and all that. But what you don't want is you don't want to turn it into a shoulder lift, which is what you see a lot of. That's why this kettlebell needs to be straight out. If it's not straight out, if you see something where it's hanging down, that means they're not swinging it, they are lifting it. Okay, so you want it to come straight out. Again, it should just be able to float there. You shouldn't hit yourself in the butt, but it needs to swing back because it is a kettlebell swing. And again, you don't want to have this where you're using nothing but lower back, but you want to use your hips. So you do come down a little bit, you do fall forward a little bit, trying to keep the chest up, but fall forward a little bit and really thrust up, because that's where you're getting your power from, and that's what creates the swing. Now for a beginner or for somebody who has lower back issues, you can simply do a squat pulse, you can do high knees, you can do anything that's going to get their heart rate up. If that bothers their lower back. Obviously for a beginner, start them light. Work on their form. Use the small little 7.5 pound kettlebells. Start with that weight. Really just work on their form, getting in that swing motion, because a lot of people have a problem with that. They end up just kind of raising it, but work on getting them in the swing motion first, then start increasing their load. And for your more advanced people, again, as long as it doesn't bother the lower back, you can go really heavy on the kettlebell swing, and that makes the intensity go up significantly. But again, on cardio days, you don't want to go up too high. You got to be careful about that. We want to make sure that we're getting a good cardio workout, but we're not straining the body too much, because that turns into more resistance workout. So their team is the kettlebell swing. Rip 60 jump squats. So the key in the jump squats is to lean back. Now, beginner is just going to be minimal range of motion. They're just basically going to do a basic squat. Now, the faster they go, the more the heart rate's going to raise up. So they can just be doing a pulse just like this. They don't have to go that deep, and for a beginner, that's going to be more than adequate. As they progress, that squat's going to get deeper and deeper, and they're going to go fast. They still want to go fast. Now, when you get to people that are a little bit more advanced, that don't have like knee or feet problems or ankle problems or anything like that, so they can handle the impact, that's when you're going to add that jump on there. But no matter what, you're still coming down soft. I'm not landing hard. I am slowing that motion down with my legs. I am not using my bone structure to slow that motion down. Never do that. That increases the impact on your bone structure. Let your muscles absorb that shock, not the bones. And there is the Rip 60 jump squat. Rip 60 jump jack. So the Rip 60 jump jack, again, key is to lean back. Now on this one, it's about going out wide. So you're going to squat wide, then you come in. For a beginner, it's just simple little movement like this, and it can be that fast. As they get more, they can just go faster, and they can just keep getting faster and faster. Then when you can actually add that hop in there, you're going to squat and then add that hop. And again, it's minimal impact. Notice I'm not hopping very high, bringing those legs in. I want more, then I can hop more. And if I really want it, then I'm just bringing the legs in, and I'm not setting down until I come back wide again. But keep in mind, notice when I come wide, I'm catching myself with my muscles are taking up the impact, not my bones. Never land like this. Never land hard. You should be landing soft. There's a big difference. You should barely be able to hear yourself land if you land properly. And there is the Rip 60 jump jack. On the left side. Now again, I want to reiterate this one here. This kettlebell, arm is locked. Kettlebell is always above my face. Try not, what I see a lot of, especially when they start going too heavy, notice how this kettlebell went out in front of me. And the reason is because that's going to pull on my upper body and help me get up, right? So I'm making it easier. You want to make it harder, keep this kettlebell directly above your face and do not let it come forward. That's going to engage the core more. Again, if that's too much for somebody like a brand new person who's overweight, even just doing this is going to be enough. That's all they have to do. They're still engaging the core. For someone who's fairly new, who can't quite do the weight, then you don't do any weight at all. Again, all different variations. All right, team, slam ball burpee. So on the slam ball burpee, Just like with the slam ball. You're going to follow it down with your hips and your hands. Then you're going to come down to the ground, walk back, walk up. With any burpee, feet come wide, hips are back, and knees are back, and chest is up. We don't want this. This is a common thing because we say chest up. So what do? That puts a lot of stress on the knee joints. You don't need any more stress on the knee joints. So for people that can't do it, have them just do slam ball. Or use the medicine ball. For somebody who's brand new, just have them do a medicine ball. If they're excessively overweight and they don't have the motion, they can't get on and off the floor, have them do a medicine ball slam. So use a small medicine ball and have them do the medicine ball slam where they're just doing this. That is more than adequate. Okay. However, for the slam ball, again, we can walk back, walk up, or you can come down. Then you jump back, jump up wide. Once again, lift it up. If you need more, come down, jump back, jump up. You can have that hop in there. Or the most advanced is going to be staying on the slam ball, because this is going to have a balance. So you got to balance yourself, especially if you bring your feet back narrow. You're going to really balance yourself. Then come back wide, then come up. So speed that up, add the hop in there, and that's going to be the most advanced version of the slam ball slam. Again, for brand new people that don't have the hip mobility, you're probably better off doing a medicine ball slam so that they can limit that range, keep the tempo up, or they can do a burpee from a box, elevated. They don't have to do the slam ball part of that. Their team is the slam ball burpee. Sit up. Now, you're going to need more weight selected out here. Obviously, this is just for demonstration purposes, but on the get up, sit up, this arm is locked. Same arm, same leg. I'm demonstrating the left side. Clearly, we usually start with the right, but it doesn't matter as long as you switch. Locked arm, leg bent. I'm going to come up and rotate, just like this, okay? So I'm going to push through that ceiling. I just want to push through that ceiling. My shoulder comes all the way up. If you want people to want to do a Turkish get up and go all the way up, that's fine. Don't matter. Doesn't matter to me. But again, it's an act of recovery. You're working your core, but you're actively getting that heart rate down. All right, Bosu burpee. So the Bosu burpee, ironically, can be easier than just a regular burpee. And for most people, even for the new members, it's a better option than a regular burpee unless you're going to do an elevated burpee. And the reason is because you're already elevated. So the Bosu ball actually elevates you, so it makes it easier for you to get the hips down. So again, option one, you walk back, walk up, keeping the legs wide, hips back, and chest up. Then you come up. So again, walk back, walk up, come up. Fast enough, you'll get the heart rate up, especially for a beginner. Need a little bit more, jump back, jump up, then come up. Need a little bit more, jump back, jump up, add the hop in there, just like that. I would rather see most members do that, because once they start using the Bosu burpee, one, harder on their lower back, because this is what they're doing. Instead of this, they're doing this where they're lifting with their lower back. What you should see is this. And if you want more, add that intensity, but you're lifting with your legs, not with your lower backs. That means you got to drop your hips in order to do so. And most people don't. What they do is they do this, where they come up and then all lower back right there. So not what I would prefer to see. And again, for most people, they're going to get more of a workout because they're going to go faster, not trying to take that Bosu ball over the head. So just leave the Bosu ball on the ground. Again, this is a good option for somebody just doing a burpee where you can't pull a bench or anything to them. This is a good thing. This is a good way to keep them elevated. Just remember to keep the hips wide, or the knees wide, hips back, chest up. And there is the Bosu burpee.